Good day. This is Jarrell Gunter, your host for Leadership on WSOU 89.5 FM and streaming on the net at WSOU.net. I'm so happy to have one of my newest friends, Mr. Luis Torres, who has his Luis Torres group that focuses on returning citizens. And we're going to learn a lot today. We're going to learn a new jargon today that's going to talk about returning citizens. You might be asking yourself, what is a returning citizen? But Mr. Torres is going to explain that to us. Luis, welcome to the program, and thank you for coming on to talk about a topic that is very near and dear to you, returning citizens. So if you could you share with our audience a little bit about your education background, and then we'll jump into your new business that you have.
Thank you, Mr. Gunther, for having me on your show.
Darrell, please.
Thank you, Darrell, for having me on your show. My name is Luis Angel Torres Rodriguez, and I'm the founder of the TorresGroup LLC. It's a recruitment service specifically targeting returning citizens, or what some may be familiar with is a system impacted or formerly incarcerated, or a felon or a convict. We don't like to use terms that are associated with a negative connotation. So we have labeled these men and women returning citizens. So I really thank you for the opportunity to share with the audience the importance of this movement and this mission that the Torres Group is on.
Very nice. And so how did we meet, Luis? How did this all come about?
So I'm part of a entrepreneurship course at Rutgers here in Newark, and it's called Are You Flourishing? Are You Flourishing provides entrepreneurship classes for people who are formerly incarcerated or returning citizens. And this is an opportunity where people can flourish on their assistant business or in the process of establishing their business. And you were gracious enough to be my business coach, and I am really grateful that you are. It's been valuable. You have provided me with valuable insight on how to grow the Torres Group.
Well, no, it's my honor and pleasure, and you're such a phenomenal individual, and I really love what you're doing. So tell us about the services that you're going to be providing returning citizens and how that will help to impact our community to be better.
So to give you a little context, I was arrested at the age of 16, right? Sent to prison, ultimately for crimes associated with the circumstances. I spent 31 years in prison. I came out, I needed a job, and it was really terrifying to come out after serving decades in prison, and I needed a job and I didn't know where to turn to. I went through reentry organizations, and this simply provided just information, right? Pamphlets, and it was up to me to follow up on this. I didn't understand the work process, the job process. It was terrifying. So I immediately knew that this was a problem. If it was a problem for me, it was going to be a problem for men and women coming behind me. So I wanted to establish the Torres Group. So the Torres Group specializes in recruitment services specifically to returning citizens and assisting them, not just providing information, but assisting them throughout the job process. So one of the things that we do is provide a complete assessment to our candidates, right? We make sure that he or she is ready for the job, because there are at times triggers associated with having spent many years in prison. So we provide a complete assessment. Part of that assessment is a psychological evaluation by a licensed clinical specialist who will administer his test to ensure that that candidate is ready for the workforce. So that's one of the things that we do. We match the candidate with the proper client, the proper position or job that he or she wants. In addition to that, we maintain a constant communication with our clients and the candidates to ensure that he or she is working, is coming to work, getting along with the employer. If there's any triggers, if there's any further assistance or guidance or support that he or she may need, because it's understandable. You're in a space that you're not familiar with, or you're not comfortable with, and there's things that associated with those triggers, right? And you need that kind of constant, consistent support. So we provide that on a constant basis. The other thing that the Torres Group does is assist the client with tax breaks incentive, right? Applying for tax breaks incentive. There's two different tax breaks. This one is called a WOTC, which is the work that's afforded to the client for simply hiring in this community. And there's what is called a federal bond, which is another word for insurance. That's also available to the client simply for hiring and this assistance in filling out those applications as well.
So you have two sets of clients. You got the returning citizens that are your client that you're providing training. And then you have the businesses that you go out to say, hey, here's a program where we have really worked with the individuals. There will be good employees for you. And guess what? There's also a tax credit, if you will, which will help your business. So you have the clients, returning citizens, and the clients of the businesses. That's great. That's excellent. That's excellent.
So one of the our key target, right? Our key target audience is not just some businesses, small and large businesses, but businesses who are in the business of having a cost-effective hiring process, right? Because it costs money. It costs money to advertise a job, a vacancy. So we have that solution. The solution is the cost-effective. There's no charge at all for the company, just to simply come on board with the Torres Group, and we provide that qualified candidate, right? So that's a cost-effective approach for the client that's available to the client. It saves money, puts money back in your pocket. And ultimately, clients are in the business of making money, not losing money.
Right. So let's walk through your program. Now, if I understand correctly, before the returning citizen is released and back into the public, do you work with them inside the facility that they're incarcerated in, and then or do you just wait for them to come out and then you work with them? How does that transition work?
So part of what Torres Group also does is to educate the public, right? Not just necessarily returning citizens, not just the clients that are potentially are going to partner with the Torres Group, but educate the clients on the importance of investing in returning citizens and the importance of providing a meaningful employment for returning citizens, because it's crucial, right? It's crucial because it determines whether they're going to integrate successfully or recidivate, right? Recidivate is another word for saying that they're going to, go back to criminality and ultimately go back inside. So what we do is establish classes for men and women who are about to be released, and we educate them on the importance of what we do, and not simply on what we just do, but we motivate our candidates that they have value, right, for having lived experience, but that the mindset has to be different on your way out. That it's important to have the courage and the understanding that you belong in spaces, that you are to have the courage to knock on doors, that for many years someone has told you that you're not entitled to knock on that door, or you don't belong in certain spaces. So we also educate our candidates on the importance of changing that mindset, because it's really important. So when you come out into the workforce, you already have the confidence that you belong in that space, that you belong in that office, that you belong to sit behind that desk, because you've had that skill, you have that added value, just as the next man or woman who perhaps may not have been system impacted.
Okay. Now, I understand that currently, are you working at the Department of Corrections currently?
So this is really interesting story, right? This is what I've just been talking about having the courage to that you belong in certain spaces. The head of the ombudsman's office. The ombudsman's office is a state agency here in New Jersey that oversees the prison system and oversees halfway houses. We ensure that the men and women in the inside of these facilities are safe and they're provided with health care.
Mhm.
That's our role. The head of the ombudsman's office hosted an event at Rutgers here in Newark.
Mhm.
Everyone in the audience was shouting out horror stories about either their sons, husbands, uncles, nephews, dads, how they're being treated horribly. I had an opportunity to raise my hand and speak, and I basically uh, told Mr. Schuster, I could tell you a million horror stories myself, but I'm not going to. I'm going to provide a solution for you. I'm going to apply for a position in your office to
Mhm.
help you answer these questions of these men and women behind me who are shouting out from their hearts. And I asked him what he thought about that. And he walked up to me, shook my hand, and said, "You think I won't hire you?" And I said, "We're going to find out. And whatever decision that you make, I'm going to let everybody in this room know." And
Mhm.
sure enough, he hired me. He and his team hired me. So I'm now an analyst, a policy analyst at the ombudsman's office.
That's
This is what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Having the courage that you belong in the space because you have that added value. So I stress this to returning citizens, the importance of just believing in yourself that this is possible. This opportunity for the folks listening that they don't know. There has never been somebody who has been system impacted or returning citizens in this office. That's not that was infallible. That was not even possible, right? But now there is. Now there's three returning citizens working for the Department of Corrections, right? So in addition to me working as a policy analyst in the ombudsman's office, I also am an election official in
Oh,
Hudson County in New Jersey.
okay.
I do the early voting, do the actual election, and run the polls.
Mhm.
That is a position that has not been filled in Hudson County by a returning citizen. But I had the courage to knock on the mayor's office and said, I want to work as a poll worker, and this is why.
Mhm.
Not only do I do that, but I also am manager at MetLife Stadium.
Mhm.
I manage in in between 20 employees from customer service, quality, and just insurance, their safety improvement, and making sure that everybody who attends MetLife Stadium has an exceptional experience.
Nice. Wow. Yeah. Well, I was an employee back in the day at Giant Stadium as an usher back when I was a small.
It's a great experience just to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But these are opportunities that weren't available. But if it would not for the courage that I had to apply for these positions. So to give you a little backstory, I am a Rutgers graduate. I got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I earned that.
Mhm.
And now I am applying for the master's in criminal justice. This is the endless opportunities that's available to returning citizens. You know,
Nice.
so if for your listeners, it's important that returning citizens know this are opportunities that are available. There is a push, there is a mission, there is a shift, a cultural shift happening in New Jersey. And we need to be part of that. We need to have our voices heard in every space that is available.
And what is the cultural shift that's happening in New Jersey?
So now it comes from the top, right? It comes from the governor's office. Having a
Mhm.
governor's office who believes in the importance of reentry, right?
Mhm.
In the importance of investing in returning citizens and why that's important for not only as it for the individual, but as a public safety matter, right?
Sure.
We don't need to have men and women come out struggling to to pay bills and resort to criminality. I
Right.
don't want that. We don't want that. right? So this shift, this movement that's happening is in favor of making sure that returning citizens get proper employment, sustainable employment, and
Mhm.
housing, right? So now everybody is on board. I'll tell you a little story. Then they probably your viewers, your listeners may not know. Chris Christie now has an institute, a reentry institute in the
I
state of New
see.
Jersey.
Didn't know that. Okay.
I didn't either. I just happened to hear his speech about his institute, and it actually it's in Seton Hall, by the way. He
Oh,
has a yes, he has a reentry institute at
I,
Seton
I,
Hall.
I should know that.
I was just happened I would just be I was lucky to get invited to attend his launch, and I was surprised as many were.
Wow.
So if anybody who knows uh, former Governor Chris Christie, who was the governor of New Jersey, knows that he was really
Oh,
tough
yes.
on crime,
Oh, yes.
um, and on both sides, right? But to hear him now advocate for these men and women for this community
Mhm.
was not only surprising but refreshing.
Mhm.
Because as you know, he's really influential in New Jersey. So these individuals and other politicians um, who are in favor of reentry, that that comes with having that push about the importance of this community. So one thing that your listeners may not know, if they do, um, the New Jersey has restored voting rights to men and returning citizens who have a criminal conviction. They now are
Yeah.
eligible to
I,
vote.
my wife Deb and I were talking about this last night. I just said if someone has paid their debt to society, they should be allowed to have their voting rights.
Right. So, so in an astounding vote in favor of having restoration of votes for returning citizens, it's happened, right? So now New Jersey men and women who have criminal convictions, whether it was 50, 60 years ago, are now eligible to vote.
Mhm.
What is happening now is a push to have returning citizens sit on juries. So it's important for your listeners to know that to get on board with that effort,
Mhm.
because there's no reason, no justifiable reason not to have a returning citizen
Mhm.
sit on a jury, right, and exercise his right uh, as a juror, right, to
Mhm.
be in that to be in that process.
I fully agree. I fully agree. So now, one thing we didn't cover, your business is based out of which county and city, and what will your coverage be uh, for, for the folks that you're going to be working with?
So my business is out of Hudson County in
Mhm.
here, New Jersey.
Mhm.
We are looking for uh, not only just small and large companies to come on board, not only just to provide a cost-effective solution to their problem of hiring,
Mhm.
the hiring process, but to change these people's lives who just simply want a second chance. So we're looking for funding from both charitable foundations, with sponsorships, and with government grants in order to sustain the important services that we provide to this community.
But will you be looking to place folks across the state of New Jersey, or just a particular county?
We are working in the entire state of New Jersey
New
right
Jersey.
now, because the system, the carceral system,
Mhm.
um, is one entity here in New Jersey,
Right.
and to be partnering with the Department of Corrections
Mhm.
to ensure and provide classes and services of the importance of the Torres group. That's key. So we're based out of Hudson County. We work in the entire state of New Jersey, and we're asking folks just to come on board and support our mission.
Mhm. Mhm. And so what one I guess when you look at all the different municipalities, as part of your target group, as far as, people who have jobs that can hire folks. What is your plan to work with the mayors of the various different municipalities throughout New Jersey?
What we're going to do, and starting with Hudson County, our Mayor Brian Stack, who is an amazing mayor in Hudson County, who's also a state senator, incredible person when it comes to supporting returning citizens.
Mm-hmm.
But what we want to do with the mayors, starting with Hudson County and throughout the state of New Jersey, is to educate a potential client, not only just the services that we provide by providing a complete assessment for our candidates, by managing these candidates on behalf of these businesses, and providing a cost-effective approach to the hiring process, right? And assisting them with filing the applications for their tax breaks and incentives. But to partner with these mayors throughout the state to educate our potential clients of the services that we provide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, finding good help is hard. And if you can provide a
It
service where you're going to bring in folks who are highly motivated, that's awesome.
it's twofold, right? We have qualified candidates, which is eager to work and change their lives and their families' lives. And for our client's perspective, we have a cost-effective approach to the hiring process, right? Putting money back into their pocket, right? Because it's expensive. It's expensive to advertise
Oh yeah.
a job vacancy, and so here at the Torres Group, we're not going to charge our clients for the services, but um, but what we will do is provide qualified candidates to help them out.
That's awesome. And so you're a nonprofit business, and so you're going to be seeking grants from foundations and other organizations that supply grants. Um, Now, I know
Yes.
you have a connection to former Governor McGreevey. Tell us about that relationship and how he has, and the work that you're doing with him and how he has helped you with your new business.
Former Governor McGreevey, I used to see him on TV with returning citizens standing next to him. So I understood that he was advocating for the importance of reentry. So I knew that I wanted to communicate with him. And then when I got an opportunity, when I got released, I did just that. I went through his orientation process at the New Jersey Reentry Corporation. And they do great work. They do great work. They're not in the recruitment business, but they do exceptional work. So I knew that I had to meet my Governor McGreevey, and I had the fortune to do that. I now attend all of his events. I get invited to attend all of his events. I have spoken to him about the TorresGroup LLC and our mission, and we're all in the same business. And he agreed we're all in the same business to make people's lives much better. So that's how I met and started with Governor McGreevey. Great guy who's now running for mayor of
That's
Jersey
right.
City, by the way.
That's right.
So if anybody, so any of your listeners are in Jersey City, you already know who I'm talking about.
That's right.
Great guy, and he's going to make great things in Jersey City. So I definitely support his mayoral race there in Jersey City. He's going to do great things.
Beautiful. And also, fortunately, we had a loss of Congressman Donald Payne Jr., who has passed on, and now I think there's like 8 or 9 candidates that are running for his seat. And I know from my few conversations I've had with Congressman Payne, how he was very, very supportive of the reentry program, for that. So have you had a chance to contact the 8 or 9 people running to say, hey, this is a program that Congressman Payne supported, and we would like to have your support?
Well, I had the fortune to meet Congressman Payne, and he was in the process of getting grants for Returning Citizens Support Group. The Returning Citizens Support Group is a nonprofit organization based out of Newark who provides reentry services for returning citizens. They have a meeting every Thursday where returning citizens come in and they share their experiences, not only in the inside, but they share their experiences now coming back to society, and they get that constant support every single so the returning citizens provide the services, and Congressman Payne was so interested, so really eager to get funding for the returning citizens support group, and unfortunately, his passing. So we're now trying to figure out how the returning citizens support group can get that funding that Congressman Payne initially started to push for, because it's an important reentry organization.
Yes, absolutely.
It has consistent support, and returning citizens can call the number at any time, in 24/7, to constant support, because we understand that coming out 20, 30 years later, you need that constant support, and that you're not alone, in this world.
Absolutely. And so you have been in touch with Professor Juan Rios at Seton Hall, correct?
Yes, I had the pleasure of talking to Juan Rios.
And also, did Andrew Frazier introduce you to the people at New Jersey MEP Manufacturers Extension Program?
Yes, they did, and I have a mentor out of that program. His name is Eric Estrada.
Okay.
Who I'm in constant communication with. We're actually going to do a Zoom this week, at the end of this week. Right. And it came through that introduction. That introduction.
And this is what I want to encourage our audience to do, is as they listen to this and they see you and they hear you, I want them to contact you. How can they contact you? What phone number, what email address, what website?
So your listeners can contact me several ways: through email, TorresGroup LLC 23@gmail.com. They can visit the website, TorresGroupLLC.org, or they can contact me through the phone, 201-546-6143. That's 201-546-6143. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. You can reach us through that too.
And you're going to be on YouTube soon. You're going to be on YouTube soon.
And we'll soon have a YouTube channel that
right.
you can watch. You can watch first-hand testimonials of men and women who are in the process of employment, are being employed, and who are just doing great work in the community when it comes down to reentry.
Before we go, who would you like to thank at the Are You Flourishing program? Not me, please, because
well,
but the program. Let's talk about the people who run the program.
Are You Flourishing? It's in partnership with Rutgers University here in Newark, providing entrepreneurship courses to returning citizens. Right, is an important course to take. Right, because you either want to or you are in the process of launching business. So every step of the way. So Are You Flourishing provides with mentors, financial coach, business coach. This is what she does. So I would really want to thank the coordinator, Jasmine Cordero.
She's awesome. She's phenomenal.
She is an awesome, phenomenal woman who is coordinating this program. She fortunate to get a financial coach, Archie Calander, who is an amazing guy. I also have the pleasure of having Darrell Gunter as my business coach, and thank you for your valuable insight every single time we've chatted. I know we have like 6 sessions together. I think we over exceeded the 6 sessions, which is great. I have no problem. We could talk for hours about this, but thank you for providing that mentorship, that consultation, that advice, that insight into bettering the Torres Group. I think you and I have spoken about the importance of it, you understanding the importance of the Torres Group and what we want to do here. So I really thank you for that. I thank Archie also for providing the financial aspect of the Torres Group. But I have to thank not only you two, but I have to thank Ms. Gonzalez, Ms. Luz Gonzalez. Luz Gonzalez gave a PowerPoint presentation to the class, and she is now also another mentor of ours in providing her expertise and how to come up with a nice PowerPoint presentation for your business. So I have to thank Ms. Luz Gonzalez also.
Absolutely.
In addition to that, there's one more sales coach that I have to thank. Clarence Fisher.
Okay.
Clarence Fisher is a sales coach, sales consultant, who is now also on board. And so I have to really thank him for being patient with me, because now I don't know everything in terms of sale, but he has given me valuable coaching.
Well, that's
so
great.
I have to thank.
I want to thank you for your time and sharing this with us. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but we'll have you back on the program for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Mr. Luis Torres, who is the founder and CEO of the TorresGroup LLC, where they provide services for reentry of our folks. And that wraps it up this week on Leadership with Darrell W. Gunter. And I want you to have a great day. But remember, leadership begins with you.